Hi and welcome back to Sweet Nothings Crochet's videos. In today's video we're going to look at the pattern stitch for the Vikarna top. So it's a lot like a pattern. I've given a whole load of links as to what pattern I have tried to copy, but it's basically starting at one corner, increasing on two sides of the top. This is the top pattern, so we're making two rectangles. So we start in a corner, and as you work up sideways or along the diagonal, you'll increase two corners of your top. You go all the way till you get the length or the width of the top that you require, and then you stop increasing from there and you make that into a rectangle. Now this is just a swatch, but the pattern is exactly the same whether you work with 3 stitches or 53 stitches. So let's see how we work on this pattern, shall we? So you start with a slip knot at one end. Like I said, you're going to be starting from one corner. So when you're working here, we've started at this corner. So that's what we're going to do today. Right. So we start, we start with a magic circle, not a slip knot. Very similar to a slip knot, but you don't complete it. Right. So the magic circle, and then you work 3 half double crochet in that circle. So note how I work my first half double crochet, just so that I can get it all to the same length. This is how I work the first. I do not like my chain 2 stitches. We work 3 half double crochet. You pull that very lightly, not finishing it like a circle but leaving it as a semicircle. So if you look really carefully, you'll see something like the beginning of an L. Chain 1, turn, you work 2 half double crochet in that first stitch. This is how I do my first half double crochet. There's a video on exactly how I do it in slow-mo in my earlier videos. Right, so 2 half double crochet in that first stitch, 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, and 2 half double crochet in that last stitch. That's 1, now does that look a little more like an L? See how it's growing on 2 sides? You'll continue it with this pattern all the way through. So that is 2 half double crochet in your first stitch, 1 half double crochet in all the stitches till the last stitch. And then you'll work 2 half double crochet in the last stitch. So in every row that you work on this pattern, in your Vikarna pattern, you started with 3, you increase 2 stitches in that row, so you'll have 5. Then you have 2 stitches increased in that row, you'll have 7. Next row will have 9. So you keep increasing in odd numbers, 2 stitches every row. So it's actually quite easy to remember, because you do 2 stitches in that first stitch, then you need to have an odd number of stitches that you work here in the middle. Even if you don't find that last stitch, you know it should be an odd number. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So even if I didn't know how many stitches are actually needed in that row, you just have to work odd number of stitches, work 2 on that first, and you'll be right. And 2 stitches here. Now let me get that stitch first. There you go. So you've got half a square, half a rectangle. You've increased here and here in the same direction, same number of stitches. Now deciding whether you want the width or the length, decide. You need to check what length you require for your top from the bottom till your sleeves, and what you want on the side. Now in my pattern, I've just done 2 rectangles that go all the way up till the shoulders, and when you join it, you get a sleeve that just falls over your shoulder. So what I have done then is decided how wide I wanted it to go. So if the waist that you're working for is 30, you do 15 inches when it grows along this length. So you get 15 inches along the side, and 15 lengths, you'll get a square, which is 15 inches by 15 inches. If the length of the top that you want from the top, that's the shoulder and this is the base. In case you want the length to be 15 inches as well for a crop top, you're done. If you want this to be 21 inches, then you just continue the pattern straight up and down. But for now, you've got half here and we need to complete it to get to the other half. If you think about it, it's pretty simple. You increase 2 stitches on that first stitch and 2 stitches on that last stitch. You've got to take that off. So you'll do a double together, a stitch double together here, 2 together, sorry, double together. You'll do a 2 together there and you'll do a 2 together there, and you'll have an odd number of stitches to work in the middle again. So as we're working in a half double crochet, we'll do a half double crochet 2 together. This is once you have the width of your dress, of your top done up, right? So the first stitch and then the second stitch together, a half double crochet 2 together. You'll work an odd number of stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, sorry, that didn't go through, did it? 4 and 5, and then a half double crochet over the last 2 stitches. And you'll find this side, it stopped growing on that side and it's going to go up. Now this is when you're completing the square at the shoulder level. If let's say you've got your width complete and you need to stop at this point, but you don't need to stop at this point, you want to continue at this point, then you'll work a half double crochet 2 together on this side, work all the way till your last stitch. That's the second last stitch, that's the last stitch, and you'll work 2 half double crochets in this stitch. So now what does this mean? This means then you have locked this side. This is going to not grow anymore, but this is going to continue growing. So it goes up that way. So now if you continue growing on this side, because we still need the length for your top, so then you have to work 2 half double crochet in this stitch, and then work all the way till the second last stitch and do a half double crochet 2 together over the last 2 stitches. Over the last 2 stitches, you've got a half double crochet 2 together. So this side will not grow anymore, this side continues to grow. And as we do not want this is the non-growing side, you'll have to work the 2 half double crochet together, or the half double crochet 2 together on this side. And then you work all the way till the last stitch and you work the 2 half double crochets together to allow it to grow. And here again it's growing up and it's growing diagonally. All right, and because it's a really small swatch, it looks weird, but trust me, this is exactly how the pattern goes. When this grows longer, your diagonals will be longer and your project will be perfect. Now to stop it growing from this end and from that end, what do we do? we do a half double crochet, 2 together at this end, work in all the stitches till the last 2 stitches, and then you work a half double crochet, 2 together over the last 2 stitches as well. Sorry, this was the second last stitch. And you continue this way till you have just 1 or 2 stitches left, and then you work a half double crochet, 2 together or a 3 together, whatever works for that last set of stitches. Let's see what works here. So here we're going to be not allowing this to grow at this end, so we'll be doing a half double crochet, 2 together, and then we've got 1 stitch there in the center, and then you have a half double crochet, 2 together over the last 2 stitches. We have 3 stitches left, so we'll work a half double crochet, 3 together over all 3 stitches. Now, this is how the pattern will play out. Now, depending on whether this is you want the pattern to go sideways or you want it to go up and down, that'll be the front, that'll be the top, and then you just join. We're imagining that this is the full length. You join your shoulders, you join your sides, and you'll have your top ready. Sorry for that being a little ugly. It isn't the best finish, but you get the idea. Right then, do look at my Vikarna top 1 and let me know how it goes for you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.